Hey everybody, welcome back to a new episode of IROC Rehab. I'm here with our crew chief, Terry McGean. And Terry, what's happening with the Camaro right now?
So we're diving in today. The first thing we're going to do is the front suspension. The guys are in there now tearing stuff apart.
Okay.
When we get the new parts in up front, we'll move to the back and get tearing on that.
All right, sweet. Well, let's go check out what's going on.
Installing new parts on a vehicle is always exciting. However, it's the teardown process that dictates how the vehicle will move forward. You see, this is when the vehicle's dirty little secrets get revealed. From shoddy mechanical work and rust to poor wiring and even unrecorded accidents, taking a vehicle apart reveals all and is ultimately the best way to see how it will all go back together when the time comes.
Terry, what the hell's going on? I thought we were doing suspension.
Little change of plans. You know, we got the front suspension out really fast, no fight.
Right.
That was great.
That's why I went to get coffee.
Yeah, well, we got to talking after you left, and we got to get the engine and trans out. A couple of us have worked on third gens before, and we know that taking it out the conventional way through the top is not a lot of fun.
Okay.
These cars were originally put together a lot like early Mopars.
Okay.
Where the engine and trans was put on a cradle
Yeah.
and fed up through the bottom.
Oh, okay.
So we're thinking we're going to take it apart that way because we want the engine and trans out.
Okay.
And we have these dollies that are going to help so we can put the thing down, unbolt it, lift the car up, and just roll the old engine and trans out.
Okay.
The suspension, the control arms and stuff mount to that cradle. So we're just going to hold off on putting the new suspension in for now, dive into motor and trans, then when we put it back together, we'll get the new control arms and springs in.
Works for me.
As the team started disassembling the IROC, it became clear that this was a good car. I mean, sure, the engine was shot and the interior bits were disintegrating on contact, but the car was coming apart easily, which meant there were no signs of accidents. There was no rust, and it appeared, even though we can't prove it, that the car was garaged for most of its life. With the front end removed, it was time to drain the fluids, disconnect the old wiring, and remove the old hoses and exhaust so we could drop out that blown 350 along with the automatic transmission to ready the engine bay and transmission tunnel for our new Edelbrock engine and American Powertrain supplied Tremec TKX manual.
Well, it looks like the motor and trans are ready to drop out of the bottom of the car. Is that right?
Yeah, we're lifting the body up now. These guys are just disconnecting a few other things they found that were holding us up, but then we're going to lift the body right up off the engine and trans.
Okay, very, very cool. Douglas Jr., anything creepy under here that you guys found while you were doing the disassembly, or everything going pretty smoothly?
Everything's going smooth.
Yeah, I don't think the engine's been out of this. I think it's original.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty good. I mean, this motor has, what 140,000 miles on it? The whole drivetrain about 140,000 miles on it?
Yeah, I think the transmission's probably been changed, but the car has 140 on it.
All right, so is it just about there? Is it really going up and that's it?
A couple more lines.
Ready to elevate.
Very cool, very cool.
All right, let's wheel this out.
Ready?
Yep. All right, well, I don't know, but that seemed like it came apart really fast. Either you guys are just super mechanics, or that came apart like much quicker than I thought it was going to.
A little bit of both.
Yeah, yeah, a little bit of both.
So anything gnarly in there? Because like, what, or was it pretty good?
Actually incredibly easy. Nothing is rusted. Somebody preserved this car with oil and did us a huge favor.
So there's just enough oil on this thing to make it so nothing rusted, nothing seized. The ball joints came off, the lowers came off. That never happens. A-arms are off.
By hand, no punches, no pry bars.
Wow.
So someone took care of this car.
So does the fact that the old parts, I'm assuming, came off easier make the new parts going in that much easier?
Sure.
I will reserve judgment on that.
All right.
It should, in theory.
It should.
All right. So what's next?
Clean it up. We're going to find some brake calipers, sounds like.
Okay.
Then we're going to put the lower control arms back on and rebuild it, put it back together.
Sweet.
Pretty easy.
All right. This is good. This is very, very good.
The IROC Camaro is iconic. Let's be honest. You know, from the first gen, second gen, third gen, fourth gen, it just keeps going on. But there's one that always sort of stuck out in the third gen market. That's the IROC Camaro. Now, I lean more towards the second gen Camaros because of my high school car and everything of that nature, but strongly third would be an IROC. I prefer the convertibles because the body style and the body lines of the third gen Camaro just look amazing in a convertible. But the T-top right behind me, that's a good strong second. On the original engine platform for this Camaro, it's got a lot of weak links. And with those weak links come expenditures to fix and to remedy. From just doing a simple cam swap in one of these engines, it's not as simple as you could on an LS engine. You have to in turn, depending upon the lift and how much spring pressure that camshaft requires, you got to take the cylinder heads off to send them to get machined with screw-in studs. From there on out, you're looking at the manifolds, matching what kind of manifold you're going to run, and also do you want to keep the stock OE EFI or a late model retrofit kit. For the money you can spend, retrofitting and rebuilding that original motor is so much more cost effective in this day and age to just buy a turnkey kit, and that's what we did here. This engine is a new start for the Edelbrock group. The Edelbrock group is obviously where Comp Cams and Edelbrock have merged together, and the options are limitless, and we have such an exciting future ahead of us when it comes to crate offerings. Edelbrock has always offered crate motors, but now with Comp, we can actually utilize both companies to put the most optimum parts in an engine to get the best performance, the best results, and the most reliability for our end consumers. There's gonna be a lot of fun stuff coming through this new EG line of engines, but the 350 for this application it was perfect. It felt like it was meant to be direct drop-in, plug and play, great horsepower, great drivability, and you know, y'all are gonna have a lot of fun with it.
All right, guys, I think it's time. Take a break, get a drink. Anybody have an idea where to go?
I can offer you a whiskey or a bourbon.
You got a bottle with you?
I own a distillery right down the road.
What?
So Glenn wasn't kidding when he said he owned a distillery. The Village Distillery in Bennington, Vermont to be exact. And what a wickedly cool place it was. From the handcrafted fixtures, reclaimed wood throughout, and stunning copperwork, Glenn crafted this place so it was truly an extension of his amazing personality. Sliding into one of the booths also gave myself and Terry McGean some time to have a remote chat with Shawn Morrison of Summit Racing. You see, Summit partnered with us on the IROC build, and not only did they provide us with the suspension and exhaust, but so many of our smaller ancillary components that we never knew we needed until the time actually came up.
Hey, Shawn, how you doing, man?
Glad to be here. How you doing?
Good. So everybody, we're sitting down here with Shawn Morrison from Summit Racing. I'm here with Hemmings, Terry McGean. And basically, we just wanted to ring you up and thank you for being a partner with IROC Rehab.
Thank you for having me.
So you're a Camaro guy, aren't you?
I am. I got an 83 Camaro of my own. I actually even have an 86 Trans Am that we're putting together also. Spent a lot of time on them, put a lot of love into them to get them where they're at today.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you, when we called you guys for the IROC project, it was interesting because we literally told you what we wanted to do. We were just like, all right, well, we want this thing to be kind of a weekend autocross car, but we don't want to lose any of the drivability of it. Maybe the occasional track day. And you guys literally rattled off a list of parts that you're like, this is where you want to go, right? We got all this stuff from BMR, right? Lower control arms, torque arm.
Right.
What else do we get?
We got trailing arms for the back, the torque arm. We got lower control arms in the front, like you said.
We got Coney
springs.
yellows.
We got Coney yellows. We got sway bars. So we got a real nice bolt-on suspension package that's street and occasional track day.
Oh my God! Headers, exhaust.
A full exhaust, Y pipe.
Yeah. Basically, what Terry is saying, we couldn't have done this without you. So thank you so much for really being a part of this build. We're super excited. We're super excited to get this thing on the road.
No, I'm glad to hear it. I mean, I'm completely happy that you guys reached out to us because, seeing these kind of cars getting built and being involved with stuff like that is completely awesome.
Thank you so much. Thanks for taking the time to jump on a quick call with us. We'll keep you posted on the progression of the build, but I think you're going to like the outcome.
I bet I am. I appreciate you so much for having me. It was great, guys. Thank you.
Thanks, Talk soon. Be well. Care. All right, dude. So what's next on the car?
So we got to get the new motor and trans up and in. I think we're ready for that.
Okay, and then we do all the ancillary components and stuff like that?
Once it's up in, we'll start bolting stuff on, getting the wiring and the fuel plumbing done, and hopefully it won't be long before we can give it a test fire.
All right, well, how about we get a drink before we do that?
That sounds great.
So apparently it was the right decision to bring this thing out from the bottom as opposed to going out through the top.
Yeah, that worked out really nicely, and the guys were really hustling. It dropped right out without a fight, which was great.
Yeah.
Here it is on the crossmember with the trans still bolted on. We need that accessory drive, so we're going to strip that off for the new motor. But before we do anything, let's take it outside and do some power washing, because we don't want to put dirty parts on our brand new motor.
So we're going to get this cleaned up, mounted, and a lot more on the next episode of IROC Rehab.